Let your body settle now. Just let it go. Your shoulders feel how they want to stay lifted. They don't need to do that. Let them drop. Your hands, notice where they rest. The warmth where skin meets cloth, and your jaw soften it. There is nothing your face needs to work through tonight. Your feet, the weight of the blanket across them. The slow warmth spreading upward through your calves, along your arms, settling at the back of your neck. Breathe in slowly and out, just through the nose, long and easy. The breath knows how to do this without you. And again, in and out. There is nothing you need to solve right now. Nothing to plan, nothing to remember. It will all be there tomorrow. Tonight there is only this. And as you breathe, the sounds you know grow distant, and something else takes their place. You are in Istanbul. The year is 1557. Suleiman the Magnificent has ruled the Ottoman Empire for nearly 4 decades. The city sits at the crossing of 2 worlds, Europe and Asia, the Bosphorus and the Golden Horn. And tonight, from every minaret, the last call to prayer has long since faded into the dark. The city is enormous and almost still. Tonight you will simply rest here. The room is small, and the walls are white. You are lying on a low divan, a long cushioned seat that runs the length of one wall, wide enough to sleep on. Beneath you, a kilim in deep red and navy, its geometric patterns worn soft with use. Against your side, the texture of woven wool, uneven, real, familiar. The divan is positioned close to the window so that any movement of air from the Bosphorus finds you first. A candle burns on the shelf above the door, a small clay oil lamp, its flame no larger than your thumbnail, trembling slightly with each movement of air through the wooden shutters. The light it throws is amber, unsteady, warm. It does not illuminate the corners. The corners are dark, and that is fine. The ceiling is low. Its wooden beams are darkened with age and faintly smoke-scented from the brazier that burned here in the cold months. On the wall, a single tile panel, Iznik work, cobalt and turquoise, a cypress tree and a tulip and a cloud scroll, glazed so cleanly it catches the candle light like water. The candle flame breathes with each draft of air. In and out, you breathe with it. The wooden shutters are open a hand's width. Through the gap, darkness, and below the darkness, water. The Bosphorus moves at night without ceasing, a slow, enormous current running from the Black Sea southward through the strait, between Asia and Europe, between Üsküdar on one shore and the city on this one. You cannot see the water from where you lie. You hear it. A soft, continuous sound, not crashing, nothing dramatic, just the quiet persistence of deep water moving somewhere below. Somewhere on the strait, a kayık is crossing. A kayık, the long, narrow wooden rowboat that carries everything between the 2 shores. The oars dip and lift, dip and lift. The sound reaches you faintly, softened by distance and the night air. Then it is gone. The rower does not hurry. There is no hurrying on water at this hour. The air coming through the shutter carries the smell of the strait, salt, and mud, and something faintly mineral, the cold breath of the Black Sea. Mixed into it, the faint cedar smell of the wooden houses along the waterfront, smoke, and the residue of cooking from nearby hearths, all of it now cool and dispersed and hardly anything at all. High above the water, the Süleymaniye Mosque stands against the dark. It was completed only this year, 1557, the Great Commission of the Sultan whose name it bears. Its dome rises above the third hill of the city, wide and certain, and its 4 minarets stand at each corner like needles stitching the skyline to the sky. You cannot see it from where you lie, but you know where it is. You orient by it the way a sailor orients by a headland. The last ezan, the call to prayer, was hours ago. The muezzin climbed the minaret staircase in the dark and let his voice carry outward over the rooftops and down to the water. The sound of an ezan is not loud in the way a bell is loud. It is a human voice reaching as far as it can, shaped into something that expands rather than strikes. It reached you here, and then it was gone. There is nothing you need to solve right now. Nothing to plan, nothing to remember. The Süleymaniye stands as it will stand for many centuries more. The minarets do not need your attention. The Grand Bazaar is closed and bolted. Its vaulted galleries, more than 60 covered streets crossing one another beneath stone arches, are dark and locked. The merchants have gone home. The silk traders from Bursa, the spice sellers, the coppersmiths, the carpet dealers with their stacks of yushak rugs rolled and bound with cord. All of it locked behind heavy wooden doors, each shop sealed with its own iron padlock. But the Büyük Bedesten, the inner market, the stone heart of the bazaar, breathes slowly in the dark. Beneath its thick walls, bales of silk from the workshops in Bursa, bolts of cotton from Egypt, velvet from Venice arrived last month on a Genoese ship through the Golden Horn. Sacks of saffron and cardamom, small wooden boxes of rose water from Damascus, ambergris wrapped in cloth, all of it sealed in darkness and perfectly still. Nearby, in the hands, the caravanserai courtyards where merchants sleep above their goods, a horse shifts in the courtyard stable. A chain clinks once against a stone post. A man sleeping in one of the upper rooms turns over and does not wake. The han is quiet. The bazaar is quiet. The whole neighborhood is quiet. In the Kuyuksuhan, the courtyard is open to the sky. The han is built around this open square. 2 stories of arched galleries, rooms behind each arch, a fountain at the center that runs day and night from the city's water system. The fountain runs now. You hear it if you listen for it beneath all the other silence, a thin, continuous thread of water falling into a stone basin, the same sound it has made since the han was built. Perfectly ordinary, perfectly steady. A merchant from Tabriz is asleep in a room on the upper gallery. He arrived 3 days ago with saddlebags of raw silk and a letter of introduction to a dyer near the bazaar. In the morning he will eat simit, the ring-shaped sesame bread sold at first light, and conduct his business. But that is morning. Now he sleeps, and the fountain runs, and the courtyard holds its cool square of sky between the galleries. Beyond the hands and the bazaar, across the ancient forum, the walls of Topkapi Palace rise in the dark. The palace is not a single building. It is a city within the city, courtyards and gates and pavilions and gardens descending toward the point where the Bosphorus and the Golden Horn converge. Its walls are long and whitewashed, and from outside they give nothing away. The palace sleeps the way a large organism sleeps, slowly, unevenly, always with something moving somewhere. In the gardens, the cypress trees stand as they always stand, very tall, very narrow, perfectly still unless the wind finds them. Then they move from the crown downward, a slow wave, and return to stillness. There are roses here too, though they are invisible now. Their smell is not. Even at this hour, the rose gardens release something faint and sweet and complicated, mixed with the resinous smell of the cypresses and the damp stone of the paths. The wall stones are warm from the day's sun, and the warmth is leaving them slowly into the night air. Below the Galata Tower, at the base of the hill, the water begins. The Golden Horn curves inward here, a long inlet of calm water sheltered from the main Bosphorus current, its surface dark and still and reflecting nothing in particular tonight, except a diffuse sky glow from the city's 1,000 candles and braziers. Along its bank, the small fishing boats are pulled up or moored, rocking very slightly on the water's breath. A fisherman sat here until an hour ago, a line in the water, a clay pipe in his left hand. He caught 2 fish and let a third go because it was small. Then the cold came up off the water in a way that told him it was late, and he wound his line and walked back up the hill through Galata's narrow streets. His boots are the thin, soft, Yemeni kind, leather so supple you can feel the cobblestones through the soles. He knows every uneven stone on that particular street by feel. He has walked it since he was 8 years old. There is nothing you need to solve right now, nothing to hold. The fisherman is home. The boats are moored. The Golden Horn holds its reflection of nothing and moves very gently in the dark. The city has a nighttime voice, and it is almost nothing. Somewhere in a Mayhane, a tavern near the harbor, someone is still awake. A ney flute, very faint, high and reedy, wandering through a melody that does not quite resolve. The sound travels one alley and then is blocked by a wall, and you catch only a few notes before it disappears. The ney sounds like something that exists between notes rather than in them. A cat crosses the rooftop above you. Istanbul has always been a city of cats. They move between the rooftops with a certainty that belongs to them alone, silent on the terracotta tiles. This one pauses at the edge, then it moves on. From somewhere to the east, Üsküdar, across the water, a dog barks twice and stops. The water carries sound strangely at night. The bark could be far. It could be close. It was only 2 notes, and now it is done. The tea that the hand-keeper brought before you slept sits empty on the shelf. The small tulip-shaped glass holds a dried ring of sugar at the bottom, where the last sip cooled and was not drunk. The candle on the shelf breathes its small breath. The Bosphorus moves below. Your thoughts are loosening now. The weight of the day has settled into the divan beneath you. The smell of cinnamon from the spice market. The sound of haggling over a length of Bursa silk. The muezzin's voice as the light changed over the water. All of it deposited somewhere below your waking mind. It doesn't need to be held tonight. The candle flame is lower now. It breathes in the slow air from the half-open shutter, and with each breath it throws the same amber light and the same moving shadow, the Iznik tile panel catching it and giving it back as something quieter. The cypress tree painted there has never moved and will never move. The Bosphorus runs below as it has always run, dark water between two continents, indifferent to the palace and the mosque and the bazaar and the hands, to the fisherman's moored boat and the cat on the roof tile and the ney flute's last wandering phrase. The water runs south toward the Sea of Marmara. It does not hurry. It simply goes. None of it needs anything from you. The city breathes. The cypress trees in the palace garden stand very still and very dark against a sky that holds its stars above the haze of the city's light. You are very still. Istanbul stretches in every direction, its hills and its water and its 100,000 lives arranged in the dark around this room, around this divan, around this one candle flame that does not need your help to burn. There is nothing you need to carry. The candle dims. Just let the night take it.